Hey y'all, this is Moni.
And this is Kat.
Hey Kat. And this is the Fake Ass Book Club. Wait, can we both say it or no?
Welcome back to the Fake Ass Book Club, you guys. It's your girl, Moni.
And this is Kat.
What's up, Kat?
It's,
Tell me about it.
It's been a lot of things, but I'm glad we're here. I'm glad. I would be happy if it was just the two of us, but we have a guest today, which makes me very happy. I know last time I caused some controversy by saying I prefer having a guest. It's not because Moni is in any way a deficit.
So
it's just
is there violin music we can play in the background?
It's just we get more views when there's a guest.
We get more views because there's a guest. Look at this. We're not even Hollywood yet, and she already Hollywood. Like, yes, it's better with others.
It's about views.
It's fine.
Want my views.
Whatever, friend.
Okay.
I'm excited, though. I'm excited about our guest today. Why don't you introduce yourself real quick, guest? You know what I'm saying? Let them know who you are.
Hey, how's everyone doing? My name is Byron. I go by Brotha2thaknight, DJ, podcaster.
Living icon.
Father.
Go ahead and say it.
Definitely a father. Not a living icon.
The navigator of these Indianapolis streets, which has established that.
I do move around in the city. I do move around in the city.
Okay. All right. That's what's up, Byron. You know what I'm saying? We're glad to have you here today.
I appreciate being here, especially at the circumstances. Look, for those who don't know, the women at Fake Ass Book Club, they really take care of you. You know what I mean? It's a spread here.
We try.
We out here.
Yeah, it's a spread here. They feed you.
Get you drunk.
It's a great time here, man.
Thank you for saying that. You know what I mean? So, and it was funny because it was like, Kat was like, let's talk about like Father's Day. Father Day is coming up. And I'm like, yo, see what Byron's up to though, because he's a parent, and we had kind of talked about parenting and stuff before. So I am super glad that you were able to join us today. So
I appreciate the invitation, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So before we jump into this episode, you guys, hands over your hearts, we're going to dedicate this thing. Thank you, everyone, for joining us again this week for another episode of the Fake Ass Book Club. I also want to shout out all three of our patrons. You guys are paying our bills. Thank you. We appreciate you. You help us continue on making this lovely content for you all. Also, I guess in honor of Father's Day, I know so many beautiful men who are great fathers. And I just want to, obviously my husband, but even my dad, like he wasn't necessarily, I don't think he thought he was built for fatherhood, and God bless him. He's like grown into it, and I still love him. I mean, it's not, everybody's not going to do it perfectly, but I appreciate my dad still, and I appreciate just all of my friends. When I look around, I see more men who take care of their kids than don't. And so, like, I just want to shine a light on that narrative, because the narrative is that, black men don't take care of their family. That's not true. I mean, that's not my experience. And so just shout out to all the men doing all the things for their families. And yeah. What about you, friend?
Yes, and I'm actually going to same dedication.
Let's
this is
do
going
it.
out to all the fathers, especially black fathers, because there's just everything you do as a black person is just a little bit harder. So, especially parenting, which is already hard. And so that's why also it's side dedication to MXP. They opened up this weekend. If you need candles, art, I was up there doing a life paint. I had a couple of pieces up that I called Mo White Tees instead of No White Tees, because I don't know if people remember like going out. I don't know if it's still like this, because I don't really go out anymore. It's still like this, where they'll be like no white tees, no white tees, because they're like it's gang activity.
It's pretty much saying black men,
you're not allowed to say no niggers anymore. Yeah. That's fallen out of fashion. So you say no white tees, no snapbacks, no J's, no Tims.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, and so I wanted to be like, well, for me, when I see like a Chris Payne's, white tee, to me, that is one of the most comforting sights in the world.
And it usually smells good, too.
I actually did put Old Spice on the teas just to make sure there's levels of sensory. And so shout out to my dad. He was one of the subjects. And just all the men out there, that unseen, boring ass work that nobody pays attention
nobody
to.
gives a damn about.
Yeah, if you're being a good parent, you really don't have a lot of time to make a lot of noise about it.
That's true.
So yes, dedication over, but yeah, this one's for y'all.
I love that dedication.
I do too.
I really do.
Oh wait, I'm sorry, Byron. Did you have a dedication?
Yeah, you can.
If you don't want to, I'll just cut this part out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to dedicate this episode to y'all. You know, for
You have to leave that in. You have to leave that in. You have to leave that in.
Yeah, I like to definitely allow me to use y'all platform. You know what I mean?
Of course.
And for being tenacious, man. You know what I mean? When it comes to the pod, I mean, it's a lot of shit that really could stop y'all from doing it. You know what I mean? But y'all fighting and continuing through all the bullshit. You know what I mean?
Trying is our superpower.
It is.
Yeah. So yeah, kudos to y'all. And look, shout out to anybody that ever supported, you know, the Drunken Nights. I know we not doing that no more, but you know what I mean? Thank y'all if you ever listen. If you came over here because of that, you know what I mean? From the name and brand recognition, man. Thank you for listening and, you know, fucking with our bullshit over the past 8 years. So.
Damn. Can we talk about that? I know that we're here to talk about Father's Day. We're here to talk about you know, just our experiences with our fathers and just even really just the genesis of Father's Day, because I was kind of curious. So I have that pulled up. But before we jump into that, tell me about that transition. I mean, you've been podcasting for, you just said 8 years.
Yeah.
And now you're not doing it anymore. Like, what's that like?
It's weird. I kind of miss it. You know what I mean? Sometimes, especially because that was my time with my brothers. You know what I mean?
Saying though,
and it was something that we did every week. And it's awkward to not be doing it, but at the same time, you know, I mean,
things evolve.
Yeah.
I always felt like y'all's podcast was lightweight a fatherhood podcast sometimes too.
Yeah.
Like listening to y'all really talk about like the joys and frustration of parenthood. It's it was refreshing.
It really was, and I hadn't really heard about your podcast until Kat put me on, and then after we were on it, I started listening to it every week because y'all are hilarious, y'all are smart, fun. It's a nice mix of like, I don't want to say bullshit like y'all ain't.
No, that's what it is.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like y'all just being fun and being y'all.
There was a non-zero amount of bullshit.
There was a non-zero amount of bullshit, which was like the realness part of it, so I can appreciate that. But then you could tell like that camaraderie that you guys had, like that friendship, which resonates for me because this is why we do this. Like this is like our version
buddy
of
time.
that. Yes, like I'm bringing food, I'm bringing drinks. I'm waiting for this moment because it's like a lot of what we do all of the time is work and it's hard and it's stressful. And so even though this is work and nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
But I care.
And like you do it and they only care when you mess up. Like
right, so they can point that out. And
and it's like, man, no one cares about like, you know, like 89% of the time I'm killing it.
Doing great.
Yeah. Until you're not.
Until you're not.
Yeah.
But yeah, you never get any. So that's why we wanted to really appreciate today. Because yeah, usually people only want to point out Black fatherhood when you're messing up.
Ain't it?
And that's like,
that's the easy
not
thing
fair.
To point out. Yeah, for sure. So with that in mind though, let's transition into our topic today, you guys. So Father's Day is our topic. And I just wanted to dive into just like what it was. So like, do you guys have any idea about the history of Father's Day at all?
It's just not a real holiday.
I mean, technically none of
I
right?
thought it
like,
was
we just
Yeah.
make shit up.
Yeah, I mean,
What
that's
about you?
every holiday.
Yeah. It is.
It wasn't
is.
like,
I mean, yes and no.
like
You
what's
know
a
what I mean?
holiday we just didn't make up?
I mean, they did make them up, like, but they have reasons for, you know, like, even
Like
though
fathers.
for Christmas, like Christmas, like
Okay.
they have a reason, even though Jesus' birthday not on December 25th.
He's the reason for the season, though, is what you saying.
Yeah, they give you.
But
That's,
even the reason before that was just the solstice.
Solstice.
yeah, you know.
So
what I'm
you're
saying?
just making up, okay, this thing's going to happen. Let's have a party.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, that's what birthdays are.
It is.
Yeah.
I looked up a little bit about, so this is history.com. Hopefully this is accurate. So what it says is the nation's first Father's Day was celebrated on June 19th. Shout out to June 19th, Juneteenth.
Yeah.
Guys, in the state of Washington. However, it wasn't until 1972, 58 years after President Woodrow Wilson made Mother's Day official, that the day honoring fathers became a nationwide holiday
See?
in the United States. Yeah.
60 years before they recognize a nigga.
Yeah.
We could also point out Woodrow Wilson is the president who passed the suffrage laws so that women could vote.
Let's go.
So, it's fucked up for everybody.
It is. It was like we couldn't vote. So he had to give us a made-up holiday.
A lot of times you get consolation prizes like you can't vote, but what about Mother's Day? You get pancakes.
What
it's
about
like,
that?
But I want to vote. It's like, nope, pancakes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But so origins of Father's Day. It says the campaign to celebrate the national holiday of Father's Day didn't meet the same enthusiasm with the people, perhaps because of one of florists explains fathers haven't had the same sentimental appeal that mothers have. Whoa. Let's talk about that. Honestly, that's a good place to start because I thought about that.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Is it though?
No, it's not.
I know you're saying, it's wild to hear that because fathers are wildly important, right? I like dads. I always like dads, but I do feel like, there's this, dads are underrated.
Well, in most households, the father is the when you think of your father, you think about discipline. You know what I mean?
Not me.
No.
Not me either.
Well,
my mom was the one.
That makes sense because
that was my primary disciplinarian.
you're a women. You know what I mean? But
and then I think my dad gave me a whooping once, but generally, if I was getting disciplined, it was my mom.
Same.
Yeah.
And it's the complete opposite for me.
Right.
Which tracks?
You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's why
y'all don't get celebrated because y'all be whooping ass. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I guess for me, I feel like dads always felt like, I just remember how infatuated I was. I don't know if that's the right word to say because I'm not suggesting incest or anything.
No,
like that,
I think that's a good word.
But just as a young girl,
it's the first man you love.
I just remember being
it's like this
man
dude,
is the shit though.
Yeah.
And part of that I felt like was because he wasn't accessible though. All the time.
No, it's still my dad was super accessible and was still this dude is the shit.
Right. So, so for me, I was it was so if he's in front of me and he's talking to me, he's really engaging me. I was like, this is
amazing.
Yeah, this is amazing. Whereas my mom, you're always around, you're always here. I love that because I know you're always here. So that's awesome. But if you could get your dad's attention, it just felt even more
there's
special.
more of a premium.
Yeah, it was a celebrity thing kind of. It's daddy, he, you know what I'm saying? He said something to me or he so I always felt this sort of, there was always kind of a specialness attached to it. When you got to do something with your dad, when he stopped to show you something.
Oh no, when he took me places, that was amazing. Cause I used to always run around with my mom. I don't really get to run around with my dad. But that was always
he took me out. Yeah. So it was kind of like that. So I feel when it comes to and I mean it could be different for boys and stuff. I can't speak for that, but I know for me it was just
sometimes when I got to kick it with my dad and it was just me and him.
Celebrity.
I don't know if it was necessarily that, but it was more I'm a man now.
Okay.
We doing man shit.
You feeling it? You're feeling seen in some kind of way that's really special that we don't talk about and that we don't acknowledge. And I think, it's important to acknowledge how important that presence is because there's something really unique about being seen by your dad that really I don't know, it invests in your self-esteem. It invests in how you see yourself.
Or it could rip it to shreds.
Or it could on the opposite, right?
Yeah.
Or the right, if you were the center of, maybe your dad's wrath or something, or critiques or whatever. Yeah, it could be that too. So, I guess for me, I just wanted to acknowledge the fact that I feel like dads don't necessarily get, even just the holiday being sort of an afterthought and people not being as enthusiastic. But I think part of that
is... And they passed Juneteenth, so that's going to encroach on it a little bit.
Yes. Yes. Imagine if your birthday's on Juneteenth and it's on Father's Day.
Actually, I can't
we
imagine
know somebody.
that.
Yeah. Who that's
yeah.
I mean, but dads are important. I think that, so when you think about, Kat, I know you just did your art installation at the spot. Tell the people about that really quickly before we jump into that.
It was cool. I took a bunch of white tees and stretched them onto canvases and then just took some images I really liked of Black men, especially being fathers. The biggest one was of my dad and then the other ones were of my children's fathers, like really tender moments they were having. And I don't know, I just really wanted to, I feel like the media and narrative about black masculinity is so negative. And I wanted to combat that because my own experiences, even though I've had some negative ones, but like I said, most of them have been positive. Generally, I feel very safe around black men for the most part. And I wanted to tap into that narrative more and get that out more.
I agree. It's important. And
what did you think of the...
It was beautiful.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Did you feel it?
I did.
Thank you.
I did.
That's what it was for.
I could tell each one of those photos meant something special to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they were very sentimental photos, you know what I mean?
So good. It was very cute.
Yes.
And your son showed up, which
My
was super
son
dope.
did show up, which was
giant
great.
Self. He was just beautiful.
And the art was immaculate.
Thank
The art was
you.
great.
Yeah,
Thank
you. Know
you.
What I mean? Especially, I mean,
It's a messy medium too.
I actually was there Saturday too, and I saw the live paper.
See, I didn't get to see that. I just know that I saw the Instagram clip where she had on booty shorts. I'm gonna keep talking about that.
Yeah,
She looked cute.
It was poking out.
Seen it. It was.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
Who
Listen, it's
was
summertime.
that was debating you about not having a booty? Was that Eric Dizzy?
Yes, he always
was
wants to
like,
challenge
you ain't got
me,
the-
and I was like,
He just loves being a
he's a troll.
curmudgeon.
It's
Yeah.
like thank you, everyone.
That's
I always have to tell Shannon that
liked it.
too.
It was great. It looked
It's
good.
like I'm actually
So was
I'm
she
out
be
here.
trying to debate you?
Yes, like all of them in Nashville, because of course to them I'm excessively thin. Like in the South.
So because Shannon's so huge?
Thank you. Like I'm she's so
you.
much. Thank
Girl,
you.
good evening.
Thank you.
I love you, Shannon, but no, that's not
I'm
a
the
thing,
thickest
love.
of them all.
Now, I don't know who all of them are, but
No, I'm not.
look
But
cute
you
in
have
booty
to
shorts, that's all
carry
I'm
yourself
saying.
like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
I just
How do
come
you
with that
carry
energy.
yourself like you have ass?
Like at the thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not like at the
and
thing.
like what's her name said on the Black Lady sketch
saw
show?
me.
It's like little booties matter too.
Like, how do you do that?
I don't know how to do it. I just do it.
It's like, you know what? It's just as simple.
I think
Yeah.
you either got it or you don't.
You do, but you can walk around like you got it even if you don't.
No, because I could tell.
It's okay though.
Like when
That
you
confidence
switching,
still nice.
when you switching, but you don't got no ass.
When you're
Like-
switching.
But you
Right.
have that inner confidence. It's like having BDE, even if you don't. You know what I mean?
you
It's
don't.
about a swag. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You come in there
Swag,
like
you serve.
yeah.
You swag and then you serve.
Kind of like
guys.
Prince. He was like the smallest person ever, but he came in with that,
Yo, he
dick
had-
swinging energy.
He definitely did.
I wouldn't know nothing about that.
You don't know about
You've never
Prince?
seen Prince?
I've seen Prince, but when I think about Prince, I think about assless chaps.
Prince take your girl.
I know.
Prince will take your
I
girl.
know.
In
And he
some
really
heels.
wouldn't say much.
He didn't need to.
No, but I'm saying
Again,
it's the energy. You don't come in and say, "Hey, look at my
I'm about to
ass."
take
It's
your
so
girl.
No, it's just you walk in the room and you're Prince.
that part.
right. But he had to become Prince.
He had to believe it.
He had to become Prince.
He had to become Prince because he
Yeah.
couldn't. If he didn't believe he was Prince,
Yeah.
then you wouldn't have believed it.
Because who would
That's
have
how you
thought,
know.
like, this kid from
Little
Minnesota?
light-skinned
You know
with
what I'm saying?
Can take your girl
I mean,
before your eyes.
I'm just saying. But back to the exhibit, which was thanks to everyone who came out. It was fantastic. So thank you.
It was awesome. So tell me a little bit about so when you think about black men or your experiences with like your dad and stuff like that, what kind of an influence or impact did he have like on you directly, would you say?
I'd say enormous.
Wow.
He was incredibly encouraging. And once again, like I know now because I've met different people and different having the experience of being a very wanted child is
That part.
because my parents thought they couldn't have kids.
Mm.
So yes, my parents got married at 19 and didn't have me until they were 26.
Good for them though.
But that wasn't the
While
plan.
they weren't like
Yeah,
stressing with it.
yeah. Like it was a thing, and also, not for nothing, both of my parents' prefrontal cortexes were formed when they had me. Like a lot of people have their kids a lot young. Like me, I had my first at 22.
You were
Like
ignorant.
I was so
She was
ignorant.
so ignorant,
It was
guys.
more. I was more lucky than good. So having that experience, my dad was incredibly intelligent. He was an engineer. He was a carpenter.
He was so cute. And
He
nice,
was, yes, he was also gorgeous. Like, of course, to me, it was beautiful because he was my dad. But looking back at pictures, I can be like, oh, my dad was like
Handsome
fine.
man.
Like, I, didn't see him through those eyes. But like looking back at his high school pics and stuff like that, I was like, okay, my dad probably was
He was out
Running
here.
through them.
a little bit,
Wow.
probably,
I mean, I know for sure my dad was. Daddy, if you're listening. I mean, I know.
But yeah, so I don't know. To me, he was just always the coolest. He was very.
Yeah.
Daddy, it's okay.
He was also
It's
incredibly compassionate. Like he was just, and I see that a lot in my son. My son is that same way too, where he just like has, he just really, even now, like what he wants to do is like community activism. Like I said, he's getting people signed up for the Obama phones and stuff like that. Like he didn't really like, because he was working for Target and he hated it. And he was like, I want to, he's like,
Most
he
young
loves the
people
people.
love working for Target.
He hated it. So he likes being, out with the people. He's like into, he started taking some poli-sci classes. So yeah. My dad, he was a product of addicts. So, so put me onto the history of that. He was always very much a storyteller. Mm-hmm. So I think I get that from him too. And even though he didn't do a ton of art, like my aunt went to art school, my dad was also a very talented artist.
Let's go. So then you're talking about how smart and wonderful he was.
Yeah.
Or like, what's the biggest lesson you learned from your dad, you think?
Well, directly was to never have a job you hate, because that's what you'll end up doing the rest of your life.
Oh, shit. That's a good one.
Yeah, because he hated his job.
Oh, my God.
But he was
But it
stuck
made
because he
money.
couldn't find anything that paid as much, and he'd already set his lifestyle at that amount. So that was the thing where he was kind of like he felt trapped. But he did get to retire before he died, and he had, from the looks of it, great time in retirement.
Yeah, he was getting it in.
And also, I always say, like, I feel like black men over 35 are superheroes, and black men who get past 50 are like gods. Like in Indiana,
It's so sad.
It
I
is.
mean, I don't even want to go down that road all the way, but that's really fucked up. Because I want to ask Byron the same kind of questions. Like, what was your experience like with your dad growing up, and how has he influenced you? Do you think? If that's something you want to share.
Yeah. My experience with my father, it was difficult at times, you know what I mean?
Okay.
But one thing I always respected, like I didn't really understand, like my parents broke up when I was like 5 or 6.
Okay.
It didn't take me to become like a full-fledged adult. Like I think when I became like 30, I think I spent like a lot of my like middle school to high school years somewhat resenting my dad a little bit. But it took me becoming an actual man and going through the similar things that he was going through to really understand that he was doing the best that he could with what he knew how to do. You know what I mean? And I got some understanding some more understanding about his life, because being a parent is the one job that you expect to be perfect from the jump. You know what I mean? And it's not until you become an adult where you understand that like you dealing with imperfect people, and they still trying to find out who they are. In the meantime, they trying to raise you. You know what I mean? And that could be difficult. So it's been difficult at times because my dad was a child raising me and dealing with his own problems.
So you say he was a child. Like, how old was he when he had you?
He wasn't 20? 19, 20?
Yeah. Old child, yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
And like the cycle repeated itself, like with me.
So you were 20 when you had a baby?
I was 20 when I had my son.
So let's talk about this, because I waited to have my kids because I was fully aware that I wasn't prepared. I was like, I'm locking this shit down. I won't be having anybody's kids because I don't know that I'm mom material, if I'm being honest.
Back then, you're clearly mom material now.
Apparently. Whatever that means, but it was never anything that I looked at and thought, oh yeah, that's easy, I'm gonna do that. And I thought, like, I'm not gonna bring people here and have them counting on me. Like, who the fuck am I? Like,
People coming out of people.
Yeah, it was just like, knowing your dad had kids young and then you turn around and have kids young. I mean, I don't know. Like, was that something that you were like,
No.
did you notice the parallel at first, or was it just kind of like, damn, like
That's
after
just
the
happening.
fact?
Look, it was not something that I wanted to do. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You know what
Don't
I mean?
be sorry. Like, that's real.
But
He really is.
it's like I really didn't have control over that. You know what I mean? I mean, I did.
Understood.
I did, but I didn't. You know what I mean? So it was like, okay,
Here we go.
yeah, here we go. And like I did it. I think I did the best that I could to my ability. You know, and I'm still raising them somewhat. You know what I mean? They're trying to.
Yeah, because how old is your son now?
He will be 20 in October.
Damn. Yo, he got kids?
No,
Okay.
Yeah.
Does he want kids?
I don't think. But
Wait.
yeah,
No, we ain't about to be talking about your sons. Okay,
Yeah.
we ain't about to go there.
But I mean, that doesn't mean he
okay.
doesn't want
Yeah.
children.
Yeah.
Like, do you think he eventually? Because I know my son told me once he didn't want to have kids, but now he's like changed his mind about it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be offended. It's not an easy task, and so like my thing is if you're saying you don't want kids, that lets me know that you know this is some serious shit because it's more than just being like, oh, I'm somebody's
We'll just
mom
see what
or dad.
happens.
Yeah, it's like no, you should be terrified.
So, what do you think of? Like, oh wait, let's answer it on your end. What do you think about your daddy?
I like him. He's nice. He's a cool guy. I just always was infatuated with him. And then my parents got divorced. I was 11, 12, moved to Indiana. And so like I was feeling a way about, because I knew my dad wasn't always faithful to my mom. And so like I would meet his girlfriend.
cool.
And was it?
Okay.
I think it taught me a lot about what I thought men thought about women. And I think that it informed the way that I looked at men a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't prepared to meet somebody who was about family.
How old
feel
were
me?
you when you met said women?
I was like 8, 9, 10.
Oh, that's not cool.
It's not awesome. It's not ideal. Daddy, it's not ideal. But also, it's one of those things where I can't excuse that. I don't even know what was going on with him that he thought that was okay.
As
But he wasn't introducing them as his hoes. I mean, like, understand that.
I know,
it was like,
but
this is my friend.
yeah.
We work together
Yeah.
type shit. You know what I'm saying? But then it was like,
Daddy.
but how come we driving in her car though, Daddy? This is way
he
nicer
ain't
than the
have
car we
one.
got. No, he had a car.
but
was
hers is nicer. Yeah, so that's why we riding.
So
in
we're
this
riding in
one.
her
We
Benz.
riding big today.
We're riding her Benz. I think too. What I can say is that I feel like observing him for who he was at that time and who he is now. So like I think like my mom was always the person who wanted a family, wanted kids. You know what I'm saying? Like that was like her main goal. I don't think that was his main goal, but he wasn't stopping her. Put it like that. And so now you have these kids, and you're like, well, this is your thing, kinda. You wanted these kids, they're yours, and it was very much that way. But I do feel like watching him as he's gotten older. I think of course he'd do it differently now.
He probably,
Because-
and this is something he'll probably never say to you,
What's that?
but he there's probably a level of shame there.
Oh, I'm sure there is. It
Yeah.
gotta be embarrassing a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, just a little bit. But at the same time, too, I'm not the kid that's gonna like just keep talking about that shit to you. I'm gonna let you be who you are now and in this moment. And I still want a relationship with my dad, so he doesn't have to be perfect to do that. We can't rewind it. But I want to know that you can acknowledge like you was on some bullshit. But also too, I think that the pressure that men feel to provide for their families or to have certain things, to like have the nice car, I think that was kind of like more his focus, because in his mind, like when he grew up, that's what men had. Like you're supposed to have these things, and you have this young beautiful wife and you got all these kids, but it's like the reality of that.
We can't afford these.
You
motherfuckers.
know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it's a lot. And so I think, what was more attractive was like having the stuff. And so, but now I can see how he just can really value like, damn, like when your kids are small, like that's the prize, because they're only small for a little bit of time. You should invest in them. And so he didn't have to be a perfect dad for me to have a relationship with him. So I can still appreciate him for who he is now, which is, he's cool. I like him.
It's funny how you said like those interactions informed your opinions of men
Oh,
and how
100%.
they
I thought
see
they wasn't
women.
shit. I ain't gonna hold you up. I was
And
like, what
see-
can we get out of these niggas? Because they don't, you know what I'm saying? Like they're not investing in you. They don't give a
Yeah,
fuck.
it was.
So I'm not
Yeah,
invested in that.
He did though.
Did he?
he
He did not as much as he could have. Not
He
as much as
invested
my
in your
mom
mom.
did. Did he though?
Yeah.
Well-
he gave her how many children?
well,
He gave her. She took them.
Hey.
He claims he wasn't trying, but
Hey, she
here
couldn't
we
have had him
are.
without him.
It's true. I'll give him that. Like, we're here because of him. I did
Sure.
reside in his ball
Well,
sack for a
there's
while.
not just the one investment. You
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
to keep investing.
the initial investment is great, but then
Yeah.
watering the garden. You
Like I
can't
said,
let it
that
So
dry.
y'all
boring
didn't
ass
spend time
work.
together?
Not a lot. Not when we were little.
Not parenting time. Like parenting time is
It was the show off shit. Like we going out somewhere and
no. It's just whenever it happened, it
Not
happened.
really. Yeah,
Because
it
that was,
just-
and I feel like with my, like I've seen, because I wanted to say, because it informing your experience about how men see women. My dad adored my mom. Now I do
Yeah.
think he probably stepped out, but if he did, I never saw it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
that's where I was saying,
respectful.
well, yeah, that was fucked up to intro. I remember. So I've never been married. You know what I
Okay.
mean? I've had a couple long-term girlfriends. So my son, throughout his life, he's seen me with two women
Okay.
out there that aren't his mother.
Okay.
And no, he seen me with 3 women that aren't his mother.
Okay. 4.
No, it's 3. It's 3. It's 3.
Wait, so you got to multiply by 3?
Nah, it's 3. It's 3.
Just
Like,
saying.
but like he's met probably 1 or 2 more outside of that.
Sure.
But as far as like being in full-fledged
Interacting.
relationships with, it's been 3 women. You know, but sometimes I question it. Was that too much? You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Too. You know what I mean? Because he never saw stability. He's never seen stability in me. You know what I mean? But he's definitely seen it with his mother. And that maybe not even with men.
But I'm just saying, like, he got stability from you, though.
He got stability in me.
Yeah, but he didn't see stability in the male-female
Relationships.
relationships,
Yeah,
romantic relationships.
Exactly. And I'm saying that can create a monster
You think so?
with how you deal with women.
If he thinks like they're just interchangeable.
Well, here's
Yeah.
the thing, because because like I said, when I was growing up, the men in my family, like, they seem to love and respect women. So I feel like what it didn't prepare me for is how a lot of men really are. Like, I think you were better prepared for life in the real world than I was.
I was shocked when it was like, oh, men love women?
Yeah, like, and then to
Are
me,
you
I was
in
shocked.
real life?
Because I was shocked where I was like, oh, men hate women. I was like, oh, I was not ready for this at all. But even the men in my family who love their wives, they were cheating on them. Like, so is it like,
I don't want to bring it. You're going to open another conversation.
okay.
We might have to.
So, I mean, is the most you can hope for is a long-term relationship with, infidelity that you don't see?
Well, I'm gonna ask this.
That seems
just because I might have had one extra marital situation.
It's never that, though.
I might have had
outside
extracurricular
kid.
activity. No,
You were
that's
the
that's crazy.
extracurricular activity?
No, I said maybe I have.
Okay.
Maybe I might have had
Hypothetically.
one.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. Air quotes.
That does not mean I don't love you.
I agree with that
Sure.
sentiment.
Yeah.
But I'm like, is that what? Because I've like seriously wanted. We're preparing our kids for this world, right?
Yeah.
It's like, so what?
What do you tell your daughter? Like, that's what I
Well,
be,
you
like,
don't
trying
got
to
no
say.
daughters.
I know, but I'm saying, like, what would you have me tell my daughter?
Yeah.
Look.
Of what you could really hope for.
Do you see this?
I'm sorry.
You know what I mean?
Cold world.
People are greedy. You know what I mean? And sometimes people do things in the hopes that they don't get caught, or they're not going to get caught, and they end up getting caught. You know what I mean? It could happen whether with your job, where there's some taking something from the store, or
Right.
Or-
Took that ream of paper home
Yeah.
without asking.
or getting extra. You just didn't think you was gonna get caught, and this time it just happened to be some pussy.
So 11th
This time
commandment:
it
don't
is-
get caught.
Don't get caught, you guys.
Well, that's the thing about us. We're stupid. Sometimes.
Wait,
What are you talking about, dads or
this is a
men?
man appreciation
Yeah,
podcast.
we do.
You
Well,
can't-
he's saying it, not us.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, we want good things.
This is it's honesty.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Sometimes men, like, I think where we fail is you give that woman too much power.
How do you?
Because when you step out, when you step out, yeah, when you step out on your old lady, you're essentially giving another woman too much power.
And understand she's
over
getting off on
relationship.
that. Like understand that, like that empowers.
Oh, that
her to
was
feel
in
like
the
she's
instructions
out
for
here.
married men from church ladies. That was
Uh-huh.
it was like a whole little short story about the side chick
Yeah, man.
giving
Like,
instructions.
don't come in here talking about your feelings and shit. Don't
or
care.
your wife. I don't want to hear it.
hear that shit.
It's like
I mean, and listen, I mean, side people, side chicks, side men, they
Side
have a
people.
job for a reason because, you know, like you say, people are greedy or, you know, I don't know. I think
Or you don't
like-
know how to properly communicate what you're missing with your significant
You know what
other.
it makes me think of? I mean, and of course, this has nothing to do with fatherhood in particular, but like, speaking of those short stories, remember the one where the guy and the girl, they both had parents who were dying. They were at the hospital all
Trauma
the time and
bonding.
stuff like that. Yeah, you know, and I think like, I'm not saying like life is is trauma. I mean, it is though. Like, I just think you get in this routine. You're in this routine, and you know, it stops being like exciting, or it's like there's you know what to expect. Everything, you know, it becomes this routine, and sometimes it's like, okay, if I have this opportunity to be in this moment, like to just completely be in this moment with another person, and there's no expectation. This motherfucker don't care if I'm broke. Don't care if you know what I'm saying.
You get it.
Don't care.
okay, but what
I'm
about
not- I'm not-
consequences though?
Well, I'm not
We're
talking
not
about
talking
that
about
yet.
that right
I'm not
now.
talking about that yet.
I'm talking about it
I'm
right
talking
now.
about the moment
Yeah.
where like you're just like, because it's a totally selfish fucking moment. It's
Yep.
a totally self-absorbed, egotistical moment where you're like, I just want to feel.
I just want to
wanna
go
feel
to
something
Pound Town
different.
in the Buick.
In the Buick today,
Okay.
tonight. Like, and I'm not saying that's right. I'm saying like I understand how people get to that because people are greedy and people do sometimes, like, I just think everyday life is so boring that they're looking just for anything outside
Some
of their
type of
normal
excitement.
life. Just anything different. Like I just need something different.
What did a pimp named Slickback say? Take your ass to the movies if you want some
That ain't
excitement.
different.
No,
That ain't
'cause
exciting
I ain't
enough.
living that.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to feel something.
Okay, so everyone heard it. Moni and Byron are advocating extramarital affairs.
No,
That is not true.
No, that's not what we saying.
Thank you, Byron.
We just saying we
misinterpreted.
understand.
I'm saying
how
that's the
you get
energy.
there.
That's
Yeah.
the energy
Okay.
behind it.
So
Now,
how do I guess so what are the solutions? How do
the
we
solution
combat
is
that?
not to be a selfish bitch.
Okay.
Yeah, because
You know what I'm
that
saying?
I think
Because then there's I don't think
Get
there's
outside of yourself.
because people like the idea of casual sex, but I don't think there's any such thing as consequence-free sex.
It's not.
No, it's not.
Okay. Yay.
Yeah, we
all
were just
agree.
we were you
So-
didn't even let us get there.
I'm
We
sorry.
was trying to get there. We was
I'm
just
sorry.
talking about the moment. So then we can hit the road. Like once you've done it.
all of that happens afterwards.
Yeah.
Like that post nut clarity. Like, oh shit.
But what I will say though, as a woman, I don't necessarily feel as free like that. Like
Yeah.
if I'm
The
having sex with
consequences are
somebody,
more dire.
Yo, I could get like I could be the physical evidence. Of
And
a
nobody's
fucking affair.
pastor is gonna suggest that maybe you stick it out.
No, and so
There-
there's that, and or having to like have an abortion. What if I don't
Yeah.
want to? But that's not like fun or easy. Like who wants to do that? That's not like let's have a tic tac. Like bitch, that's an abortion.
Or and here's the
They-
other thing
they-
too, because I don't know if it's his or my husband. So
oh god, this is a lot. See, and this is why.
So,
you want to tell
so you
your-
went raw? You let the new nigga go raw?
if you're getting caught up in the moments, were we talking about this moment a little while ago? I need some water. Can we take a break?
First of all, no. Okay, yes, let's take a break. Guys, welcome back from the break.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It
You know
wasn't
what?
inappropriate at all.
Not even a little bit.
We were politically correct. We used all the right terms.
We did because we're respectful of all kinds of people
We
from all kinds of walks
are.
of life.
We
Yes.
are.
100%.
Including you.
Including you guys.
Each and every one of you.
So really quickly, you guys, I know we're talking about fatherhood and our experiences with our dads and stuff like that. I'm just curious to know though, like, what are the challenges and rewards? I'm gonna shoot this to you, Byron. Of fatherhood, you know. So, just what are some of the challenges you feel like you face being a dad now? Parenting responsibilities, etc.
Well, one of the challenges was being a weekend dad, because that's what I was.
Was
You know, Am.
Am?
Well, not more. He's grown now, so fuck it.
Okay. Well, okay, that's a whole nother discussion on like the kind of dad you are with adult kids versus small. But yeah, like so as far as when they were small. Like before,
So when everything was fine, he was a wonderful kid. He is a wonderful kid, but when he was a model citizen and everything was good, that was her baby. But when he fucking up, come get your son.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Ooh, that's an interesting topic right there, because I feel like that's a thing, right? Like, you know, especially with young men, kids, like, okay, they get to a certain point and it's like you need your daddy now. Especially when it's like a family that's split up. It's not the nuclear family. Because I mean, I would totally be like, yeah, you need to come get this man.
Yeah.
I can't do nothing.
Straighten him out.
Yeah, some straightening. So that was your experience?
Yeah.
How old was he?
It was like middle school, high school, you know.
The hormones start kicking in.
He needs some talking to.
So what was the issue though? Like, what do you think ends up being the thing that moms face, I guess, with their sons, that they're like, hey,
he's smelling himself.
Oh, he's puffing up.
Yeah, he's smelling this. No, it wasn't no shit like that.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was more or less like, I'm grown now. I'm becoming a man. You can't really tell me.
It's like, because technically I know I could like push you down and leave here. Like, I wouldn't do it, but me and you both know.
Yeah. I ain't no little boy no more. So you can't just keep talking to me like that. You can't keep.
It's like,
I
can.
No, because she got some reinforcement.
Okay.
Even though I ain't there, I'm not gonna let you disrespect your mother.
Amen.
You know what I mean? Because that woman, she sacrificed a lot for you. Absolutely. You know what I mean? So you not gonna know because that's just your mama.
Right.
But I know. So dog,
just based on that, you can't go down. Like,
dog, you can't disrespect your mom, because that's the one woman that's gonna have your back no matter what.
Right. That's what you don't know.
Yeah. Like, that's the one woman that's gonna fight for you tooth and nail.
Yeah.
Whatever, right, wrong, or indifferent, bro. So don't ever disrespect your mother like that.
Did you ever have a moment like that with your mom?
Yes.
Tell me, what is that about? Like, what do you, as a young man, is it, because I mean, you're talking about like, okay, you come to that point where you be feeling like you ain't gonna keep talking to me like that, but what is that about, though?
Cause
what?
So, all right, so for what happened with me,
Yeah,
what happened, there was a story in particular. My sister, I have a younger sister, and my younger sister, she was the wild one. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, because the second one is always the one.
They are the one.
Yeah.
That was you.
No, I had a third one. He was the one.
Oh, that's right.
The youngest is the one.
Okay.
She was supposed to go somewhere else, and she lied to my mom and she was somewhere else, and she didn't end up coming home till 3 or something in the morning. Yeah.
Except I didn't. Well, yeah, I was probably the sneakiest one, but I never got caught because I was.
You was good with your stuff. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So, like, she ended up coming home when she felt like it.
Okay.
And I lied for her.
To protect her.
Yeah. And I'm at home sleep, minding my business. And I get woken out my sleep, slap. Like, you lied to me about where my child is. Don't you ever lie to me about where my kid is. What? I ain't even do nothing. What you slap? You better quit talking to me, such and such. Hey.
I was
Mama, yeah. I was doing what I was supposed to do.
Oh, no.
I was just looking out for my sister. Like, what you do? Slap, why you keep talking about it? At the time, she telling me to get all my stuff. Like, because she's punishing me. So she want my phone and all my electronics out my room.
I mean, what? Did your sister get on punishment too?
Yeah.
I feel like she's the one with the major infraction.
But you were an accomplice.
Yeah.
Period. Like,
so she's taking all our electronics, but she talking to me right now because
all of the vengeance and anger that she felt towards your sister because she wasn't there, you had to.
It felt like that's what I'm going through, or she might have already gave my sister her ass whooping, but I'm talking back right now. So the one thing is when it came to a boil, like I said, I'm packing my stuff up. I'm unplugging my phone and giving it to her. She got my phone in my hand. And I was like, man, I ain't even do nothing.
Right.
And she took my phone. She took the phone. And we talking this is a phone with the bass.
Ooh, of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I ain't doing that, mama.
Bam! Hit me with that phone.
Ooh. So she wasn't a fan of gentle parenting.
She was for the most part, but
But not
Not
when you
that
lied to her
day.
about what her
Yeah.
daughter was,
Yeah.
and she had asked you.
and you know, I reacted naturally.
What was a natural reaction
To
your mom hitting you
physical
with
assault.
the phone? What happened to you? What did you do when your mama hit you?
I pushed my mother,
Damn.
and she I pushed her out the room, and she hit like the
She probably made it
frame
real
of my-
dramatic too.
And now it's
She
a
hit
Tyler
the-
Perry movie.
it's like right slow motion.
Yeah, she hit the door frame, but nah, I mean, I
Byron was the dark skinned
Papa
nigga in a Tyler Perry
I
No, I
was.
tried. I tried.
Damn.
and she hit the door frame. She was like, "Oh no, you got to go.
Yo.
Hey, get your shit," because she recognized it now. Like this
She
ain't
like,
no little
this
boy
nigga
no
about to
more.
really-
Yeah, he's becoming a young man. You know what I mean?
push
And this ain't no. I ain't dealing with no boy no. So I can't control this nigga no more.
Whoa.
And it was like I mean, there was instant regret, but it was like, man, you hit me with that phone, man.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a natural reaction. I don't think I've ever had that moment with my son.
yeah.
Where-
Did
was like
his dad?
Who?
Okay.
I had an instance with my son before when my son tested my nuts.
Shade.
My son tested my nuts, and it was.
I'm about to say, I want to say that damn near every young man has that moment with their dad where it's like, because I know friends who it was like, yo, I remember the time you had to fuck that young man up so he could understand. You know, it's funny. This is one of my favorite stories. My husband always talks about how he was a fighter, so he used to get into fights at school all the time. He has a twin sister, and he has a lot of girl cousins, lots of girl cousins. They all went to school together. So he got the notes that like, you need to protect your sisters, your cousins. Don't let nobody fuck with them. He took that ass. I'm out here in these streets. What'd you say? Like he was using it as an excuse to fight people. Let's be for real. And so he was getting into fights all the time at school. School calling his mom would be up there at the school all the time. Finally, his mom was like, "Look, he's getting into fights all the time. This is a problem. Like you need to do something about this. You need to whoop his ass." Basically, is what she was saying. So then that particular day, he commenced to whoop because his dad. His dad don't even believe in whooping kids like that. Like he doesn't. To this day, he gave me a whole speech when I popped my daughter's butt when she was like 2. He was like, so that's not his ammo, but he did it because his wife asked him to, and commenced to beating his ass to the point where now you jumping in like, well, okay, hold on. Yeah. And but after that day though, he got his life together though, because he was like, yo, that's not my dad. He's never, I'm tired of her complaining to me. I'm tired of your shit.
Yeah.
And after that, he was like, you know
After
what I'm saying?
the day.
They got his life together.
My instance was my son was kind of my fault because I
Really?
play too much. Like
So what happened?
so we was doing we was out shopping for something, and he had made some type of joke or whatever. And I was like, man, your grandma. He was like, what? Ran up on me. Doof. Hit me in my gut.
Yo, I respect it. Don't
And I was
talk
like-
about my granny. You playing.
It hurt.
Good.
That
Talk about his grandma.
it hurt. I buckled over a little bit. I was like,
Catch your breath.
yeah. Like, okay. He was about 10. 10,
He Will
11.
Smithed
Like,
you.
yeah. I was like, all right. Well,
It's like, keep my Mima's name out your mouth.
yeah, pretty much. I was like, all right, well, wait till we get to the car.
I will.
I will.
Wait till
As
we
you
get to the car.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
Oh my
okay.
God.
So we just continue shopping and everything's cool and whatever.
It's like, I'm not going to be chatting in the mall.
Yeah.
I ain't forget about that.
Get you taken.
Exactly. So we get to the car and he laughing, everything good. Yeah. As soon as I get in the car, boom, hit him dead in his chest. He was like, I said, hey, nigga, don't you ever do no shit like that to me. You thought you was safe because you was from the white people.
Right.
Hey, don't you ever hit me like that in public. I know I play too much, but no, hey, don't
Listen
ever put
here.
me in that situation
Don't do
like that
that.
again. He was pissed.
Oh, I'm sure he was.
He talked to me for about 10 minutes.
That's an iconic moment
I
in
love
fatherhood.
that. I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh.
Oh man. Okay, so I wanted to talk about Al Pacino and Robert De Niro since we're talking about
If
daddies.
it work, it work.
So recently, they recently each just had children, and they're respectively in their 80s.
Don't
Yeah.
have me looking these.
You're a researcher, so
Is Robert De Niro's child's mother the new one? Is she black?
I didn't even look it up.
I know
I
the
just
old one is.
assumed.
Because I know he has an affinity for black women.
Yeah, I mean,
Black women are fabulous.
he's got
so
good
that makes
taste. A lot of times it is what you were attracted to when you like went through puberty, like what was around you, like when you get that influx of hormones when you're 13. So if he was.
Oh, there's his old wife.
watch
I don't know.
it,
They ain't together. They split after 21 years.
That's a
Look
shame.
at him.
Well, not a shame. Maybe it was just time to break up.
It was. It might have
But
been time.
who's this new trial? Oh, because the one I think was Al Pacino's girlfriend, because she's 29. She
Yeah.
hid the pregnancy until it was too late to get an abortion.
Yeah.
Wait. She then revealed that the child was born after full G. Who's this? I don't know who this is. That ain't it. How
Okay.
old is this man?
But yeah,
So did she trap Al Pacino?
yeah, I think so. Yeah, because she wanted to make sure it was outside of the range she
There's
could.
the baby.
Oh, she's cute. Tiffany Chin. That sounds Asian, and the baby looks Asian, so I'm gonna say Asian.
Why isn't her last name Pacino?
They're probably not.
No, I
married.
thought the girl's name was Chin, or the why, or is
this
that
is
the baby's
DiNero's
name?
anyway.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so she's definitely African American. No, she is Asian.
Yeah.
Okay.
79. Robert De Niro is 79.
Yeah, if it work, it work.
God damn.
Hey, you should be able to have as many kids as you can afford.
Well, it's not just afford, because there's more to parenting than money.
I think that when men say that, it's kind of like they know that the woman's there to take care of it. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I might feel differently if I knew I could just water flowers and I ain't got to fucking tend to the garden. Fuck it. Right?
Yeah.
Like, I would probably have that attitude too. Like, they got it. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here. And
Yeah.
there's
I'm
all
about
these
to
beautiful
die.
reflections of myself. But being a woman and
That's
and being on this-
irresponsible. It's like, let me
Yeah,
just
it's
set
like-
this bomb off and then I'm going to go.
Who's the irresponsible one?
Both of them. It's crazy.
I think
Because I'm just making love to this woman that I love.
And you're gross, okay? The whole time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not expecting anything to come. I think my seeds are rotten.
No, you don't. That's a lie.
I'm not talking about me. I'm talking
I know,
about,
but
yeah.
he didn't think they were right.
Oh, he definitely did.
No,
he
didn't.
think he's nutting
They
powdered.
were
powdered.
hoping
It's
that
powdered
they weren't.
nut.
Ew. Ew. Ew.
neat.
No,
No, I
I don't
think
think so. I think he knew.
it's weird for your adult children. I think. Yeah.
I
like
agree.
how would we feel now? Like my dad's passed, so I can't really do it. But like right now, if your dad just called you up, Moni, and was like, "Hey girl, you got a sibling on the way. Are you gonna really be happy?"
I mean, I almost kind of feel like they ain't got nothing to do with me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But they does.
how?
It's your sibling.
Yeah,
Your child's young aunt.
sure. But I mean, I'm talking about like my day-to-day life doesn't change because you just decided that you wanted
I
to have
just
another
feel like
child
having
now.
a baby is a
I mean,
sacrament.
I'm how many decades older than your
Yeah.
child? They're not gonna even know who I am. So what difference does it make?
DC Young Fly, his dad was 66 when he had him.
You know what? That's
He
fucking
had
wild.
he has a
I remember he was
grandbrother.
talking about.
Yeah, he said he had a
He
grandbrother.
is out of control. He's so funny. God bless him though. What he's going through right now with his
Yeah.
baby's
That's
mom
sad.
passing away. Like that is so sad.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, man. He out here living his dreams and doing stuff and like building his life with this young lady, and she passed
But
away.
that's
Like,
why the
wild.
decisions you make, like
They do
as a
matter.
parent, like they really do matter. Like if
Yeah.
you're gonna, it's the same way why we kind of look down at deadbeat moms or dads. It's like because you started this process. Like I said, I think it's sacred. Like having a child is sacred, and you're just gonna treat it like any other sort of biological function. Like no, this is like after there's
definitely a gift.
consequences.
It's an exchange,
And it's an ongoing, like I said,
Right.
that's why we wanted to celebrate fathers today. Because if you're in this for the long haul, Like, it's not exciting. It's not even really, you're not given any credit for it. Nobody cares.
No,
Like,
but that's
but
why
it matters so much. It matters.
matters.
That's why we want to encourage it, because it really does make the world worse when people don't take care of their kids.
And you got to find the small things inside of it that make it joyful. Like, I think that happens in marriages. I think that happens in relationships that are long term. Anything that you have to do for a long time, like stamina is hard. Like keeping up like excitement over time is it can be a tough thing.
Because it's super exciting when you have this new baby.
Oh, God,
like,
so
it smells amazing.
No,
It's so
I didn't
sweet.
feel like that instantly. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Oh, you didn't like the infant
I
part?
liked him. No. I loved it more than I thought. I thought I was gonna hate it.
Okay.
I was like, oh God, infants seem like they're the worst, but they were really sweet. Because it's like they don't know, like they're just babies, you know what I mean? So it's like, how am I gonna be mad at a little baby? That seems dumb, right? Like they don't know. But I think that when you approach it where it's like, okay, every day I'm gonna try to find the joy inside of this thing that I'm doing, right? Like, so even though this isn't like the height of excitement, you know, like compared to maybe some other things, like what happened today? Like I even do that with my kids. Like, what was like the best part of your day today?
Yeah.
Because I mean, your days, they become monotonous, like because they're repetitive and stuff. And so like I think finding joy in the small things is what keeps long-term stuff going.
What do you think
what
about Al Pacino's girlfriend who just hid the pregnancy so he couldn't?
I think she was looking for a come up, obviously.
Boom.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's the whole thing. And I mean, I get that to an extent.
I think she was
because-
looking for a come up, being that she's 29, messing with an 84-year-old.
Right. I mean, that's the best kind of come up. How many more years he got? 10 if you
everyone's-
lucky.
And in Nicole Smith.
Everyone's an adult in that
it's a come up.
situation, but
He know what he doing.
He don't care though. That's the thing. He don't give a damn. I think it's different when it comes to men and women in those situations.
Do you think he didn't care, or he just really thought he couldn't get somebody pregnant?
No, I think he
Thank
just
you.
didn't care.
That's what I was saying. I think he didn't care. I think he didn't.
See, you said
no, I'm
what
just
I
saying.
said.
I think he didn't know. You know what I mean? I'm 84. My shit ain't. My dick barely work. I gotta take pills for my dick to work.
So what? But it worked though, like you just said that.
Yeah, but I'm
But
not
men
expecting
still,
the
every 90 days,
soldiers
you get a
to
new
march.
Batch. You get a new batch every 90 days.
I don't know. And probably
But is it like the idea
Yeah.
of using a child as a come up? Like, because I mean, if she really wants the baby,
Man,
it's cool.
Do
But it's
you-
like,
do you-
That's a thing though.
I'm just talking about it. It's fucked
Zion
up.
Williamson is going through that right
Who is
now.
that? Sorry, we're old.
He is a basketball player for the New Orleans Pelicans. You know that whole
Whoa, stop. Pelicans.
yeah.
That's real?
yeah.
Sounds fake.
Now, I do know that's a real thing. Yeah, because I
Um,
remember thinking it was hilarious.
Pelicans? Wait, New Orleans?
Yeah.
Okay.
The trash birds, that's right.
He
That is crazy. Okay.
you ain't hear about all that
Obviously
debacle
not.
on-
Byron.
yeah.
We don't know
My
who. She didn't even know the Pelicans
It
were
was a
things.
woman. It was a woman that he announced the pregnancy to his girlfriend with his whoever she is.
Okay, his lady friend.
Yeah, or one girlfriend,
Whoever.
whatever. Yeah, he announced the pregnancy and they had a baby shower, this big extravagant
Whatever.
baby shower with fireworks, et cetera, et cetera.
Jesus.
And he had a side that just so happens to be a porn star.
Just so happens, right?
Yeah.
As
Yeah, I mean, you
one
gotta work.
does.
Yeah, and she was outing him on Twitter. She had this nice, probably 10, 20 tweet outrage of everything that they've done. Like she was like, I let you
Eat my
spit in
booty
my
in
mouth.
the middle of Times
Girl.
Square.
Yeah, and you
You know
do
what I'm
it.
saying? We was hunching on by candlelight on the canal.
Yeah, and you got
Bring it back.
and you got this random pregnant or whatever. You just was with me last week and couldn't tell me that you got another chick pregnant and such and such. Yeah.
I don't like that.
I,
Not on
I
social
tried to warn you
media.
about these chicks that be just trying to get
Because
pregnant
you
for
care
no
so
reason.
much.
Yeah.
Obviously, you care about him so
All that I've
much.
done for you, I tried to make you. I was trying to help you get healthy and such. Yeah.
And so what are you doing now? Because he has a child on the way. And so what's the...
Well,
what's
she
the end
did
result?
say. She said that she's just gonna have to deal with her being a good stepmom because she not messing this up. They gonna still kick it. She's still riding. with
So you did all that and you know what I'm saying? Now you look silly a little bit. You could have just kept all that to yourself and just been a good stepmom without that on the record, love. You know what I'm saying? Call your girlfriend. That's what I'm gonna call Kat for and be like,
I don't think she understands the game.
Don't embarrass yourself on social media.
That was she was like, I understand.
How old is this person?
20s.
No.
Early 30s.
She's probably 30 something.
Okay.
Social media has everyone messed up.
It does.
Yeah.
It's not for that. Like I just feel like, you know,
it's not for airing grievances.
I really wish people knew that.
They don't know that.
Oh, that social media is not for airing grievances?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, once again, I think because we predate social media, I don't know if I was born into it, like how I would be reacting to it. But since I know I can live without it, because I have, like...
So when we're talking about airing grievances, though, like we're not talking about like, hey, I got bad service here, or there was a racist doorman who didn't let me in. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of stuff I can see. But if it's just like, you know, my boyfriend cheated on me and
my professional athlete boyfriend cheated on me.
It just feels like,
dun, dun, dun.
Like this feels like a private conversation. Like you need to. This needs
and
to
I'm
happen
sorry your
within
feelings
your
are
friend
hurt.
group. Yeah,
you know what? At least she didn't set his tub on fire.
Well,
Remember that?
Yeah, that was terrible.
Bless her.
Don't do
Peace
that
to her.
either.
And that's how you know they got back together too. That was wild.
She had that fire.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
For real.
Oh, I see what you did.
For real. I mean, they eventually broke up later on, but after she set the fire, they got back together.
It's just toxic stuff. But yeah, I just don't. Yeah, I don't agree with that. But I do feel bad for him because I mean, he lost his partner and stuff like that. And
Oh, this is DC.
DC, yeah, going back to that, like that was really terrible because they had like 3 kids together.
And that's my
One
thing
was
too.
like
If you
less than
enter into
6 months.
This is for men too. I think women are given this message more about like if you have kids, those are your kids. So don't be surprised if one day if you're a single parent, like make sure you want those kids because those are your kids.
This is why I didn't have more than 2 because I said if this man decides he wants a new life, I'm not gonna be outnumbered. I got one hand for each one of you.
Yes.
I'm not.
But
we're not doing that.
It's true for men too though, because anything could happen, and if you are going to bring life into this world, which is a huge responsibility.
All your baby mamas die. Are you ready to take care of these kids? Because that's the thing. Like
it can happen.
You don't know.
And they're gonna need a parent. And
look at his eyes. See, boom. See, they need this awakening.
Parenting is a daily thing.
I don't have all your baby mamas.
Okay,
you
good. I mean,
but
no judgments to
but
those
I
who
mean, I
have
think that's
multiple.
why you've just sort of made the choice of
One
taking
and done.
steps.
Yeah.
You believe that sex has consequences.
I
like
do.
that's how you move.
Yeah.
And so for everybody who gets like, oh, what? I gotta ask every time. It's like, yes, because the consequences for not asking every time mean that you might someone. Like,
oh God.
like, yeah.
R word.
Crepe.
Right.
You might crepe
Thank
someone.
You. The algorithm just
Thank
went
you.
down. See, she talking about numbers and whatnot, having guests. She up here talking about, you know what I mean?
It's a thing.
Thank you, guests.
So yeah, to all the men out there and the future fathers out there, go into it intentionally.
Amen to that.
And just know that it's extremely powerful. It's very real. What do you think's been the most rewarding thing about being a dad?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Like being able to see like yourself reincarnated. It's like living again.
Oh, that was like the book I was going to recommend, but we didn't.
Yeah.
I was too much. Yeah, if my father dies, I give birth to him again.
Yeah.
Because, like, seeing my son really drives that home.
Yeah.
Like, seeing my dad in him, like, not just looks, but in his spirit, mannerisms, personality. It's like he's so that
It's
dude.
like he's here still.
Yeah.
Man, like most people don't really know my son like I know my son because he is kind of a hermit. You know what I mean? But once he gets to know you and you see him break out of his shell,
His full self.
yeah, it's like
There he is.
That's my son,
That's
man.
my but yeah, that's
Like,
my
and I think it's certain. I don't know if it's necessarily him or if it's something that he's trying to live up because of me. But like he has a lot of asshole in him, but he's funny.
and you're like, I love that about him.
I
That's
do.
my favorite. You gotta have a little bit of that.
Yeah.
For this world.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice though. What about you? What would you say? What's your
Oh, I'm not a father. This is about fathers.
I know, but
No,
I'm saying
just
like
parenthood, because you said it being a parent, not being a father.
but just being a parent, like what's the most
Happy
rewarding
Parents
thing?
Day.
See, there we go. Said taken away. The mom was taken away for Father's Day.
Honestly, I mean, because to piggyback off your thing, it is wild seeing, especially since I'm such a weirdo, and then just seeing how weird my kids are, and then I'm just like, oh yeah, that's me.
Those are mine.
That's my. Honestly, the best thing is their laugh. Like when they are truly tickled and laughing hard, like when their eyes are squinted up and they're crying, like that is to me like I'm like, yeah, it was worth it.
I agree. I like that too.
And hearing them sing in the shower, they be singing their little hearts out. It's great. It's like I'm like, oh, okay, things are good. They're singing. It's like, so what's the most rewarding for you, Moni?
The most rewarding thing I think is just I can be myself with my kids. So, and they think I'm great. Like that's what's weird. It's like y'all just like it almost seems unfair. It's like I'm not this cool or interesting, but y'all giving me life.
But why aren't you?
You are.
I don't know, but
I think it's like I would be thrilled if you were my mom.
We have so much fun.
Oh,
like we make up random songs in the car.
No disrespect to my mom. My mom was
hard.
great, but I remember having that feeling of like, you are the smartest, most beautiful woman in the world.
They're always just like,
lady, like, why are you so
nice.
soft?
I know.
I remember being like just fascinated by my mom's hands. I remember sitting in church and just like looking at her hands for
why
like,
are you this beautiful?
yeah, and she would just be like, okay,
Hey,
Yes, it's weird.
you ever have somebody tell you about your parent and you be like, man, this nigga ain't really like that?
No, I believed everything I heard about my dad.
I think if you ask my siblings that, they'd be like, man. I had a conversation with my brother last summer about a person he met who knew my dad, and he was saying all this stuff about my dad, and my brother was looking at me like, what? Who is he talking about? You know what I'm saying? I was like, listen, everybody's meeting people on different levels. They don't know all the shit you know about this man. So like to him, from his perspective, that's who he knows. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I say this about my
funny.
father, man. Like, I have a lot of personality traits that are very similar to his.
okay.
You know what I mean? He is a clown.
Okay.
He has an obnoxious laugh that can fill a room.
Okay. I like it.
You know.
I got one of those as well.
I don't think either of your laughs are obnoxious. I think they're beautiful. I love hearing both of y'all. As listening to podcasts with both of you, like when y'all are seriously tickled, it's fantastic. And that's in my ear balls, like right in there. I don't mute it or anything. So lucky you.
He is I will say he will go above and beyond to try to meet the needs of the people that he loves.
That's what's up.
Do you do that, or do you feel like you get that from him too?
Yeah. I remember like my pops, he moved to Tennessee. And like I was going through it and had to move apartments. My pops had just bought a brand new truck. He drove all the way up here from Tennessee just to help me move, and got on the road and went back.
Oh,
Beautiful. Listen, I love that. I love that you're saying that. Like, that's the energy that all the men around me got. Like, my husband's that person for so many people. Like, if you need anything, and like, more so than I am. You know, like, I think women get a lot of credit for being like, oh, accommodating and stuff. I'd be like, I don't think we should do that, baby. He is so, like, he's so, but it's because he grew up around people, like I'm taking, like I'm taking care of the people I love. Like I'm showing up for the people I love.
And see, that's how my dad was. And my mom was more of a, that's none of our business.
Right. It's like, listen here now. But I can appreciate that though. And I love that because I think when it comes from a man, it looks different and people need to see that. Like I love when men can share that part of who they are, where they're like giving. And, you know, they always get the reputation that it's like, you know, they're selfish.
Thugs.
Or that it's,
but they're
so
violent
much
thugs
love there, and it doesn't get highlighted. So I think that's what this episode was about. And I just want to thank you for coming and helping us like highlight the beauty of, you know, our male counterparts and celebrating fathers and all of the love and just sort of, you know, it's important. It's important for us to do that. You know what I mean?
Thank you for allowing me to come here and, you know, enjoy your beautiful set.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The feng shui is definitely giving.
Oh, quick shout out because this will be hopefully it'll publish the day before
we're struggling with the
Spicy Magic Comedy Vibes at the White Rabbit Cabaret.
Let's go,
Our girl
Tina.
and the Made Man Improv is opening it up.
Let's go.
Yeah, everybody should check it out. That is next Thursday.
Is it the 15th?
June?
I know, it's like my phone's over there recording.
I know, right? I
guess,
I think it's the 15th.
Yeah, that's June
I believe
15th. Yes, June 15th, because The Blackening comes out June 16th. I'm going to go see that.
Let's go. Yeah, shout out to you guys, making people laugh, add and joy. We like that.
Yeah, fun times.
Definitely. Thursday nights are bad for me.
Yeah,
I be momming hard.
Steady mobbing.
But yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be fun. I can't wait. I'm there in heart, you guys. So yeah, I just wanted to, go out on thanking all of our listeners. You guys, thank you so much for joining us. Shout out to all the fathers out there. You guys, if you're not already following us, follow us at the Fat Podcast.
Write a review.
Hit us up.
Sign
on
up for
YouTube.
Patreon.
Yes, pay us money to do this. That'd be great. I'm trying to retire my friend so she can be full time. I'm trying to get her on the payroll, and then I can get on the payroll. I'm trying to get her retired first.
Yeah.
So we can do this.
Help.
I know, right? Help. Okay. And you guys, we're gonna be at the Black Expo too for IBE.
Save the date.
It's I want to say the
July 16th.
Thank you. It's a Sunday, 3 o'clock. It's gonna be. Listen, though, you'll
What?
get all the information.
Am I wrong?
No, I just can't believe that's Expo weekend. I'm not gonna be here.
Where you gonna be?
Vegas.
Okay,
that's cool.
Have fun. We'll be thinking about you.
Yeah.
We'll be out of town those next 2 weekends.
That'll be fun.
That's fine. We'll have to have another live show so you can come to that.
We're definitely gonna have another live show. This is our first one. We're out here.
Accomplishments.
Very much so. Thank you. We're gonna snap for ourselves, so you guys be looking out for some more information.
Actually, I'm sorry. Claps. I was
Claps,
told.
snaps?
Tony Sticks, he told me that is disrespectful to snap. Yeah, because he said, at Poetry Slams back in the day, we had to perform in front of predominantly white audiences.
Okay.
So snapping was kind of a sign of disrespect. You know what I mean? We're not going to clap for you, but we'll snap just get out.
I didn't know that. Thank you,
damn.
Tony Sticks, for the information.
Does
We didn't
everything
know
have
that.
to be a racism?
Everything is. That's why it's our
Our
co-host.
entire
We didn't
culture
mean it.
is just racism.
It's steeped.
I read a thing the other day about how butter pecan is so popular with black people because we weren't allowed to have vanilla ice cream.
Yeah.
I'm like, the fuck? That's
I
too
mean,
white
butter
for
pecan
you.
is delicious though.
It
It
really
is,
It's
but
better than vanilla.
Yeah.
Hot take.
I'm a very vanilla
Couldn't
person,
have your
though.
nigga lips on that vanilla white ice cream.
Yeah.
That
Eating the
lily
white
white.
man's ice cream,
Yeah.
man.
Don't nobody want that shit no way. It's cool. I mean, vanilla's fine. But you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be like that vanilla, then
Butter pecan
forget
is
you.
fantastic, though. But yeah, that's
but I didn't know
wild.
that.
Who's policing that?
Everything's racist, guys, and it's sad. But we love dads.
We do.
We love you guys. Thank you
In
so
all
much.
colors. Dad in all colors.
Because you know what a good dad is. Doesn't matter how you show up.
We see you out there.
Yeah, we see you guys. So hopefully you feel the love this week, you guys. We just
And your
wanted
kids
to-
don't appreciate you. We know it because our kids don't appreciate
They
you.
don't appreciate us.
I mean, they love you, but they don't appreciate you.
No.
They don't appreciate the work of their lives.
That's because they're well taken care of, and not until they experience life can
taking
they
care of
really do
themselves.
that.
I'll be like,
Yeah.
oh, my mama's buying paper towels.
Don't even get me started on paper products. We could have a whole episode on how my kids waste that, and I'd be wanting to whoop their butts every day for that. But anywho, you guys, thank you for joining us. Thank you, Byron, for making it in today with us. And you guys take care of yourselves and each other. Your body belongs to you. That's usually what Cass says.
Oh,
I'm saying for her.
thank you. I
And,
know. I was out of it.
It's okay. We've been drinking, guys. Y'all know what it is. All right, then, guys. Peace.
Before we go, we must give thanks to Urban Nerd for providing our music, and legal services were handled by Trezene M. Atkins. If you like what you heard, please feel free to join us every Wednesday for another fake-ass book club. Cheers.
Thank you guys for listening. You can check us out at thefabpodcast.com. Please subscribe, rate, and review our podcast wherever you're listening right now. We want to hear from you. Come put it in our life. Thanks again, and until next time, peace, love, and the Fake Ass Book Club. We out.